Hello and welcome back, guys. Bushcraft family back again with another video, and it's about that time of the year again. Yep, I did price analysis of prices and did some research on what will go up next year, which is right around the corner. Some of these things you've already seen going up in price and whatnot, but a lot of it, you may be surprised. And if you pay attention to price of things in stores, it always seems food is the thing that goes up the fastest. It's not the only thing that goes up in price. Energy, gas, fuel, electricity, all that stuff goes up with a whim. One thing happens in the world and whoosh, it goes up. The problem with a lot of this, the price increases started in 2020, during the whole sickness thing. Farmers having to cut off, delete their animals, and processing plants having to throw out good food because it was all packaged for restaurant use, and there was no restaurants running at that time. So a lot of it had to be destroyed, and took a big toll of everything that was going on during that time. Adding to the high numbers of food processing plants that were destroyed by fire in those few years, had a lot of those food plants and processing plants and stuff that are no longer with us. Looking at things in a natural, it's natural to wonder if those fires were intentional or, just one of those things, I'll put it. There's fact checkers and debunked and all that stuff that say that it's just a coincidence. But needless to say, we need to figure out what the food situation is, and I'm sure it's that the price, they say it's only going up 5.8% this year, but it's more like 12 to 20% of a lot of the food that we're eating right now has gone up that much this year. And they're already saying it's going to be even worse next year. So with that in mind, let's get to it, I suppose. Our first thing is meat, especially beef. Beef is it's going to be like, that nice piece of steak that we used to eat that was, you didn't think about it too much. It's now going to be one of those things that you have once a month or maybe once every 3 months or something like that. Ooh, tonight we get to have a steak. What's the occasion? Is it somebody's anniversary or birthday or something? Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. And it sucks to even think that. A number of things are contributing to this, including the ever-increasing cost of just raising the cattle, the cost of shipping it. it's getting to be, a lot of farmers are having to think, is this even worth us raising these things anymore? Because the cost of everything is just skyrocketing. They're just barely making pennies to the dollar of what they used to make a living off of. In addition to raising and processing costs of beef, it seems those who support AOC's the Green New Deal have decided that cow farts are the major issues in our greenhouse gases. Never thought I would hear it, that we're thinking of getting rid of critters because they fart. Our next one on the list here is poultry. One of the hardest hit areas in farming during the sickness thing was poultry. While chickens grow rapidly, they're real fast and they can rebuild their flocks quite easily. A lot of them were, deleted during the bad months, or the bad years of the sickness. With beef prices rising more and more people are turning to poultry, especially chicken, as their main protein source. But with all the stuff that has been going on with bird flu and this and that, new regulations on how everything's kept, there's more things involved in it. The price is going up with that too. I mean, you have to replenish all that you lost, and you don't have nothing backup source with it, so you have to start all over again. And there's a bit of an empty market where there's nothing getting reproduced. The price goes up, and we found that out with the eggs, the mysterious egg shortage and stuff last year, which I did plenty of videos on that, how fishy it was. But again, poultry is going to be another one of those. Our next one is seafood, especially shellfish of all types. It's already expensive, but looks like the prices will, go up this coming year. While the ocean may be, vast and all this, but it's not a limited supply of food, and the more we take from it, the less there is. The harder it is to get these things and all that, and more regulations on, the vehicles, I think they still call them vehicles that float on the water and stuff, the vessels and stuff, those things. There's more regulations on, the emissions of it and all that stuff. And the more money they put into it, the more money that we pay for all this stuff, the seafood and whatnot. The next one here is flour. Yep. And believe it or not, we are approaching 2 years with the Ukraine war thing that's going on over there, that not only are we paying for, but we are paying for it at the grocery store with, the prices of grain and other things, seed oil, so much gets put on that. Every time we hope that it could be resolving and stuff, it keeps going and keeps going, and that still raises the price of wheat. This has created a shortage worldwide, driving prices up for wheat. Here at home, we haven't even felt the crunch of this shortage yet because we grow our own. But the world supply is becoming more and more scarce. More and more wheat is being shipped overseas, which will drive domestic prices up. We can get more money for it somewhere else. We're going to send it away, which ends up bringing our price up. The next one here is breakfast cereal. Some may have, partake in this and some may not, but the fact is, remember buying, Frosted Flakes or Fruity Pebbles and stuff for under $2 a box. Now it's like $5, $6, $7, $8 a box for cereal. That is crazy amount of money for that stuff. And again, the main culprit is the Ukraine-Russian thing going on over there. So grain prices go up, flour, all that stuff, anything associated with that. And that brings us to our next one, baked goods. Just like breakfast cereal that I just mentioned, baked goods can expect the same outcome. Prices are going to go up. Even if it stopped tomorrow, it is going to take the conflict thing over there. If it stopped tomorrow, we are still going to be months behind, if not years. And it's not like, let's drop all the prices, everything's fixed now. It's not going to go that way. In fact, like I said, it's going to be months behind, which will drive up the price. And I don't think it's going to be over anytime soon. Even if it is, it's not, kind of, if you know what I mean. A lot of labor goes into baked goods, especially the smaller bakeries, including those in supermarkets. As increasing numbers of states and local governments embracing higher minimum wages and standards and labor costs, these bakeries will rise faster than, the cost of this goes up. And so will our bread and stuff, baked goods, cakes, all that stuff. It's going to go up. And just like, all this other stuff, let's add milk to this. Milk is actually an international commodity, just like wheat. Lower exports of milk has driven by lower international demand and causing more domestic milk products to be kept stateside. We used to ship so much out, and now we're having to, which it should be this way. We shouldn't be bringing this stuff in from other places because it's cheaper. We have it all here. And with all the regulations and stuff that they're adding to everything, and the cow farts, they're going to be taxing those. So I don't know how they're going to put a meter under the tail or something. You're going to get extra fined if that one has a little bit too much, too many farts this month. You better be careful. And again, like I said, milk will be going up even more. With that, you guessed it, butter. Anything that milk is involved with milk will go up. And the high cost of milk is having to determine the impact on overall costs of butter will be increasing. The higher price allows producers of margarine, if you want to call it that stuff, to increase their prices also. Because butter's going up real high. Well, we got to raise ours up too. You know, got to stay even with the market and whatnot. So their prices go up. Same thing with cheese. Cheese is another one here on the list. Higher milk costs also affecting the cost of cheese, as milk is a major ingredient of making cheese. About 1.25 gallons or 10 pounds of milk is required to each pound of cheese, which it will be increasing. Yeah. And then our last thing on our list, you pretty much guess where this is going. Fruits and vegetables. Yep. Farmers have always been subject to the varieties, or subject to, weather and water, irrigation, all that stuff. And they're saying next year we will be increasing the first quarter, which will be the first couple months, will be increasing by 15% already. Because a lot of the U.S. farmers, their prices for irrigation is going way up. So what they were getting charged last year for the use of irrigation and whatnot from, these costs will be going up. So that price goes up, our price goes up. And it's usually a lot higher than what they're getting hit with. And again, that's where the global warming thing comes around. We're running out of water, so and there's droughts and this and that, and it affects the supplies and things like that of the gardens or the farms and things. So prices go up. If, say, there's 200 acres of lettuce and they charge a normal price, say half of that crop gets destroyed because of drought or too much rain, whatever the case may be. So instead of 200 acres of lettuce, they only have 100 acres of lettuce. So what they do, they mark up the lettuce so it covers the loss that they get from the other 100 acres. So we pay the extra. Either way, we can ensure that prices of fruits and vegetables will keep going up. Here in the United States, about 30% of all excuse me, fruits and vegetables grown are wasted, largely due to produce nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. Just because it looks, it's got a mark or something on it. The agriculture industry has spent billions of dollars in research trying to make produce more attractive, which then you get into the GMOs and all that funky stuff we won't talk about right now to make things unnatural, last longer and stuff like that. And more you find places like used to be, you can find roadside little markets and things alongside the road that you could buy directly from the farmers. It's getting so much harder for these little businesses and stuff to operate because of all the red tape and stuff. But there you have it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I think you pretty much get the idea of where we're going and the prices of things that's going to be going up. And there's so much more, but I think these are the main source of the price increases. And with this, you'll see it trickling down from their byproducts and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, I'm going to let you go. Like always, God bless.